I recreationally smoke cannabis.
Oh dear.
And I've had to let that out the bag.
Oh dear.
Because of our friends from Cali.
Yeah.
I haven't for a long time.
Yeah.
But yes.
You need help.
NPK. The NPK Show. NPK to all the listeners around the world. You're listening to NPK
Live. The second podcast of 2018 is definitely fire, especially for you Cali listeners and subscribers. You're going to enjoy this one. I think the UK is going to enjoy this one as well. We have got VegBloom all the way from California onto the podcast. You with myself, Stephen.
Myself, Thomas.
And we have the pleasure of, let you introduce yourselves. Patrick.
Yeah, my name's Patrick with VegBloom.
Yeah, man. Tara.
My name is Tara, and I'm with VegBloom.
Zach.
Hello.
And Helene.
Hello, I'm Helene.
Nice to meet you all. Have you got any... do you want to start?
Well, thank you guys for coming and stopping over and seeing us and coming to spend some time on the show.
You've already won his heart because you brought the hoodies.
I'm made up, yes. You just kicked me out with the new hoodie. So it's a podcast.
Well, he had a Mills one on, so we had it.
Yes, we moved that straight away. So it's podcast 136.
Yeah.
And it's Veg and Bloom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of interest in VegBloom.
VegBloom
from the UK. From the growers that have been imported to the UK. People have heard a lot. In the UK, I feel, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, that you've come to prominence in the UK. You've come to our attention because the Jungle Boys use your products as well. And a lot of the UK growers are following the Jungle Boys. They're very prominent in Cali and the US. So I feel that's how you came to our attention. And some people have been getting good results. I've been through the blogs, been through the forums. And to be honest, we wouldn't have you on the show if we thought it was just a fad or it was just something that had just been thrown together. So you've
so we're going to get into it.
Show anyway.
Thank you.
So what is VegBloom?
VegBloom's it's a rather unique product on the market now. It's what it is. It's a powder nutrient, and what's unique about this nutrient is it's relatively new, 5 years in the making. What the formulator Chris has created is a way to combine all of the major nutrients and a lot of the additives that certain plants really like in flowering and through the vegetative stage, combine all these things into a couple powders. One base, a base powder, but it's not just a base. It's got a lot of additives included in dry form, silica, aminos, humics, fulvics, many more things that can only be combined in dry form. They cannot be combined in concentrated liquid form. So that's why this can only be done in a powder.
Yeah.
And this is the first time this has been done, taking the knowledge that we've all gathered over the last, 20 years of growing specific plants, what they like. Now let's put it all together. And
So basically this is a unique product.
it is a very unique product.
Okay.
Yeah. So you've been in the industry for combined 20, 30, 40 years. Before we talk about the history of VegBloom, what's your background? Where have you come from?
I grew up in Southern California, started growing and then moved to Humboldt County 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I've been living there for 10 years. I worked at grow shops, managed grow shops, worked for other nutrient companies, managed other nutrient companies. Yeah. Now we're here.
Yeah, man.
So you know a little bit about the industry then, it's fair to say so.
A little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
You've done a wide variety. It's not just you've worked for a nutrient company. You've been in the shops. You understand what it's like at the front line. You've been in the nutrient companies. You understand what goes on there, and you just want to combine all that to make the best product that you possibly can.
Correct. Yeah, I've also been growing for a long time. So yeah, it's
Nice combo.
I've been doing it for a long time. There's always more to learn, and there's always somebody that knows more than you do.
Yeah.
The formulator of the product, Chris, the amazing guy, very, very smart. It's been growing for many, many years. Has a very unique way of thinking, and has been able to put these products together.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
What about your history, Zach?
I've been in it just almost as long as Patrick, and been selling nutrients for that whole period, over 10 years.
Yeah.
Started with some of the bigger companies in the industry. And when we landed with VegBloom, it was just a whole new game.
Yeah.
New game.
Did you two know each other before VegBloom, or was this like a partnership?
We did,
Yeah.
actually.
We were competitors.
Yeah, we were competitors.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
And,
bit of rivalry, a bit of
yeah.
old rivalry there.
No, he
That's
wanted to
interesting.
hire me, and I told him he couldn't afford me. But yeah, well, I used to live in the Detroit area, and I was working one day, and I happened to see him in a store, and then we just said hi, and then I went out to eat. I was rolling solo, and he was with someone else, and we saw each other at the restaurant, and then from there we just became friends.
Yeah.
And then it's years later we reconnected and went from there.
Well, there you go. Boom.
So I'm going to go out on a limb and say that you both work for liquid companies. I'll let you mention it if you want to, but you
Without
both
a
work
doubt.
for liquid companies,
Yeah.
liquid nutrients.
For sure.
So how come you want to go to the powder? What's the main reason for going powder to liquid?
Well, what happened to me was Zach found this product and brought it to me. We had both left our previous companies, and I was still growing. Zach is telling me about this product. You got to try this product. There's nothing like it. It's a powder, and I'm here going, I've heard it all.
Yeah.
It's some new
You get
bullshit.
sick of it, don't you?
I've heard it all. I'm not getting involved. I'm not going to waste a bunch of money. No, he would not stop. You got to try it. You got to try it. I'm going, okay, fine. He sent me the products. I ran it on a side-by-side with what I'd been using and the company I'd been working for before, and did one run side-by-side, called them up. Let's do this.
Yeah.
This shit works.
Yeah. I like that. I like that in the history of people. There's certain people that create a product and then go on like it's the best thing since sliced bread. And then there's people that find a product, be like, oh, not another nutrient. That's a little saying here. Not another nutrient company. So you found a product, used it, and been like, okay,
Here we go.
This is something
Yeah.
special. I'm gonna get my teeth into this. And it's nice as well. You've come from, I know a company. You've come from a big company. And then you've come to start this up from the ground up. And I think that's a nice thing. I like it when companies come like that. Rather than creating something and then sell. Find something, be like, oh, I've got to try this. And then you try it and you're blown away. And then you get into marketing it and selling it. So that's cool.
Yeah, and then Zach and I got involved on the sales and marketing side. Because we had done that. But Chris had been doing this for years before, had developed the products, perfected them on his own. And this is really a ground up company. From the roots of this industry. And, that was his focus, was creating these products, really geeking out on in the lab, and when we came to him, he came to us. It was a good match because we had the other side. We could do the sales and the promotion of the product and keep him in the lab where he's,
That's
make
what
the
he
news.
likes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that.
That's where he shines.
That's
for sure.
where he shines.
So
And
you're-
Stacks.
Your route to market, where did you start off and how have you spread through the US? How have you found your growth?
Well, we started off in the traditional way. Zach's an amazing salesperson and has a lot of contacts in the industry. He knows many stores through the country, and we started off contacting these people, and we got somewhere with some of them, but for the most part, it was unheard of.
Yeah.
So we knew that this product would get great traction with the commercial side of things.
Yeah.
So we started talking to some people and getting it in the right hands there. And it got picked up in Denver by a couple good companies. And then word started spreading out of Colorado and over to Washington. The people started picking it up.
People started talking.
People started talking to each
People
other,
started talking.
telling each other. Because,
Results
like we
started
said,
coming in.
you can't just come with a new nutrient
Yeah.
and say, okay, we have a new nutrient. This is better.
Yeah.
Go ahead and buy it now.
Yeah.
Doesn't work that way. So we started that way through the commercial side of things. Colorado, Washington. And yeah, that's word of mouth is really how it started.
Yeah.
So is the product available in the UK?
Is it now?
Yeah.
It is not officially available, although I hear some people have brought it in independently.
Yeah.
But,
some people have been testing. That's how it's come to our attention as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they've been liking it. But it's soon. in the
It's
future?
very soon. We're
long you
putting
think?
the things together, and it'll be very soon here. Yeah,
Nice. The
just
products,
got some paperwork to do.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a
We
wee
got
bit.
we got to talk to the queen.
yeah, definitely.
She's coming in a minute.
Yeah.
yeah.
She'll be here soon.
Excellent.
She heard you on podcast. She said, "I've got to be."
Yeah, can't wait to meet these guys.
We've been using Mills. It's time to.
By the way, the Mills guys in the U.S. are good friends, and so it's all good. You know?
Yeah.
You don't want to know what he said about you.
I'm sure. So it could be something.
For the people who don't know about VegBloom and haven't used it, the products starts off with the base nutrients.
Yeah.
It's a really comprehensive base nutrient. Yeah.
Yeah, very much so. Very easy to use, cost effective, simple, and we wouldn't even be sitting here right now if the results didn't speak for themselves. So when you combine all those things together, I feel like you have a far superior product than anything on the market.
So what is it like? Did you get an A and B? What is it? Is it one tub or what is it in a packet? Is it in the what's the
So
packet like?
when you come to the base nutrient, obviously we have a base nutrient. We have a flower enhancer. We have a foliar feed, and we have a microbial product. What makes us really unique is that our base nutrients are designed basically off of your water quality and your medium. So if you're in cocoa or you're in soil or you're in hydro, and depending on your water quality, you're going to find one of our base nutrients that match up with that specific growing type.
Yeah.
So that's what makes us different. So you're going to use that one powder from the very start to the very end.
Okay. And what would you do? Would you put a spoon? Or what's it? Is it in sachets?
Well, we have
or-
different. Something that we'll get in a little bit. That's going to be a little bit. We'll dig into that a little bit more. But the easiest way is it's a powder.
Yeah.
And then what you do is currently you'd make a reservoir, and then how many gallons, and then you would weigh out however much you need to equal the amount of gallons that you have for your
Best
reservoir.
to use a scale to weigh powders
Yeah.
because the density can change. So you really want to bust out your scale, use the scale to
get
weigh out
really
the powder.
accurate with it. So the what's really interesting, I've had the website up, is I like the fact that there's four different base nutrients: dirty, HD, and then there's the cocoa, which you call that's just the base nutrient, isn't it?
It's the RO soft,
RO soft, and then RO hard,
tap hard.
and then dirty and HD.
Yes.
So what's the dirty?
The dirty is the
Give me the dirty.
It's the dirty is the soil formula
Yeah.
for peat-based medium,
Okay.
and the reason for that is it's made to be to work with the alkaline, the acidity of peat, and they work together in that way.
Yeah.
And it's not water quality specific, that particular one.
Yeah.
But that's our soil formula.
Okay. And then the RO water and the hard water, it's soft water, hard water, it's self-explanatory on those guys. But the HD, that's something interesting. What's different?
What did you call it?
The H.
Hard water and soft water.
HD.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to make fun of your accent. That's what.
Crack on, listen. Everyone
carry on,
listening
please
probably
do.
makes fun of the accent.
And we got a few too we can pull out from, there's a few accents we have over there in the States.
Yeah.
I've been accused of getting a little either dirty from the D or a little too much from the South.
Yeah.
So it'll come out once in a while. But the HD is a product that we recommend to growers that I would say are a little bit more advanced, that are going to be in a specific water quality and a medium. More than likely, are going to be in a rock wool setting.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Jungle Boys.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of setting that HD is going to be perfected in.
So if you're in something like a DWC system, you'd want to be using HD.
Not necessarily. The HD, in brief, the HD is our best performing product.
Yeah.
However, it is a little bit difficult to use, and it needs to be in the right scenario.
Yeah.
For example, small pot size, small container size, and frequent waterings. The pH tends to rise. It's not very stable pH wise. This is why we say this is for advanced growers.
Yeah.
The pH, you mix a reservoir, the pH begins to rise. You have to be able to deal with that, and not by just adding pH down.
Yeah.
You have to mix your reservoir and use it within a day or two.
Yeah.
And then the when you water it into the root zone, you want small pot sizes because as soon as you water it, the pH in the root zone begins to rise as well.
Yeah.
So you frequent waterings to manage the pH in the root zone. and you don't want a standing reservoir around. So it's very specific how it can be used.
Yeah.
When used properly, it's our best performing base nutrient.
Is there something about not having the buffering agents in the HD that allow you to put more product in that's that better quality for the plants?
Well, it has a lot of organic inputs. We could say that we're not in the US, we're in a different country. So yeah, it has a lot of organics, actually about 30% organic.
Yeah.
And the interaction between the organics as they go through chemical processes, the pH is not very stable.
Yeah.
The minerals, it begins to break down and become available, and then things change. It's just how it is.
Yeah.
But it's the best.
Cool. Within the base nutrients, because what a lot of growers in the UK do is nutrient companies will say, use our brand, only use our brand. But what a lot of growers do is they'll take the best parts of brand A, they'll take some best parts of brand B, and they'll use some additives from maybe 2 or 3 other different brands. So what's in your, without obviously telling us the secret, or tell us the secret if you want, what's in the base nutrient? So is there a silica in there so people can stop using their current silica? Is there oil intensifiers? Like a lot of growers are using terpenez or terpenator. What's sort of in your base nutrient so that growers can stop using what they're currently using?
Everything.
You just said it.
Yeah. Is it
Well,
literally
the thing is, if you think
completely-
about it, you only have, basically, you're only using 3 products at any given time.
Yeah.
That's the most. And most of the time, you're going to only be using 2.
Yeah.
So that just goes to tell you right there.
Yeah.
What does that tell you? You've got sugars, you've got aminos, you've got
Silica.
probiotics, you've got silica, you've got calcium, you've got magnesium, and you've got them pretty much in all the products.
Yeah.
You've got a little bit of that in everything.
The oil enhancers are more in the shine, the flowering product.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah,
it's-
so it's already there.
completely-
It's
it's like-
complete. It really
Yeah.
is. So when people say that they need or they want to try something else, we always say, hey, give us, not only give us 1 round, give us a couple rounds to kind of perfect it. Once you get in, if you're in that 3rd round using our products, you should be able to perfect it. And at that point, we feel you should be at least able to do what you've been doing and get the same results, or even get better.
Yeah.
But with more ease and less cost.
Do you feel, would it be fair to say that there might be a bit of a learning curve with VegBloom? So don't just use it once. And what a lot of people do is they'll use a new product once and be like, oh, that was terrible. And what you find is the testing products in the summer. So that's like a little top tip is never, I don't like to tell our growers to test products in the summer because it's hard to control your environment because of the hot weather. And then people love, for some reason, to mess about in the summer and they'll go, well, that product that you gave me was rubbish. It's like, was it rubbish, or is it just the fact that your temperatures were 32
Yeah,
degrees?
the other bad scenario. So the basing their results on a bad scenario. So we always try and we constantly make sure that when they're testing the product, they give them a fair run and make sure that they do side by side with them as well.
Well, I'll give a little shout out to all nutrient companies. It's the grower, because anything that you have on your shelf is going to work.
Yeah.
So no matter what, it's the grower.
Yeah.
And it more often than not, if there is an issue, it's going to first lie right onto the nutrient company. I'm going to change everything because I had an issue.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, that's the way you mentioned that as well. Loads of growers, they'll buy a product or they'll try a new product, and something might not be working, and as he says, they'll blame me. And as you said, yeah, it is the growers continuously, and that's what the grower needs to understand as well. That all of these products, they do work and they all do different things, but you need to understand properly what you're doing before you. If you don't really understand what you're doing, I wouldn't bother either investing in buying or investing in any other crazy products until you've actually learned the basis of developing what you actually know at the beginning.
And that'll go right through. I'll jump right there really quick. We can come back to it. But if there's the best top tip for growers, mine is always going to be this: take fucking notes.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Because I'll ask them, like, what'd you do? Oh, shit. Dude, I put in 7 grams, man. When? Oh, that was on Monday, I think. And then, it's like, dude, no. So, what you're saying right now is it just goes back to taking adequate notes with everything that you're doing, from your environment, how much you're putting in of everything, what's coming out, all that. So
one thing we do have, and we take a lot of pride in, is our tech line. We have 2 full-time employees that are dedicated to tech support. and they answer the phone during business hours. And answer
That
emails.
can be a bonus, that. That can be a bonus.
Yeah. And they answer emails all the time. It's tech@vegbloom.com for tech questions.
Yeah.
And your question will get answered in a day. If not, DM me at VegBloom on Instagram, and I will go find out why your email didn't get answered.
Yeah, man.
But we're on it. You have a question, ask.
Cool.
Yeah, man.
And we help people with all kinds of stuff. Bugs, we're talking, sometimes these conversations go long.
No. But I like that top tip, because making notes it's not about making notes, it's about time. And I think time's probably, you've got gold, you've got money, you've got Bitcoin. Time is the most precious commodity anybody can have, because you can't earn it, you can't get it back. So with taking notes, what I find is that week 4 of veg, I'll be adding bump of this, and this. And some of the things, like when you're dropping pH on reservoirs, you don't take notes. You go, how much did it been the last time? You're spending 10-15 minutes, drop a pH. And 15 minutes go with you just doing pH. I take notes. I know that 12.5 drops of my pH now takes it from 6.5 to 5.5, and it takes me 3 seconds to do. So yeah, it's a really good top tip like that, taking notes, and you save yourself time as well.
Yeah.
As
Time.
well as,
You have time. How much effort you put in equals your outcome.
exactly.
So like the growers
But you
is
can also spend that time on something else within the grow room, maybe loads of
Yeah.
things, because there's always something to be done in the grow room anyway, as you always know, and you never have enough time to do it. So instead of wasting time on things that you could
Dropping pH, you can actually look at your plants and go, oh shit, there's spider mites, rather than 2 weeks later.
With the powders, actually, we have there's some commercial customers of ours who will take the base powder, weigh it out, add some of the Plus Light powder. You can combine them in dry form. So you can take it, you can weigh out your base, you can add the Plus Life, you can add the Shine in dry, put it in a little baggie on the shelf,
Okay.
mark it up for your employees. This is week day 1, day 2, day 3. They pre-weigh it, package it, mark it with a pen, and the employee comes later, grabs the bag, puts it in the reservoir, and mixes it. He
Foolproof.
doesn't have to think.
not even thinking now. That's something good. That
You
now,
do the
isn't it?
thinking. The master grower does the thinking,
Yeah.
the weighing, the bagging. The next guy comes in, mixes it, and goes.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think if that is completely foolproof, or
Yeah,
whether
no.
you'd get one employee go, what? You were meant to add water?
Yeah.
You were meant to add, I just put it in the plant.
Yeah.
Mixed it in with the soil and just added water.
We've heard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, you meant to take it out the bag before you put it in the water.
the bag does not
It
dissolve.
wasn't a dissolvable bag.
Oh,
Our best one is a customer came in and said, I've used all of the A. When do I start using B? That's the best one we've ever had.
and then don't.
You're going to see the shade one.
No, the other one who come in and went, hey, so are you supposed to mix this nutrient with water? Because I've put the whole bottle straight into the plant. I said, what does the plant look like? He said, it's all curled up. And I said, well, that doesn't sound too good then, does it? I said, you're supposed to mix it and put it with the water. They're like, oh. I think this was like 50 plants in it. He went round the whole thing with a big bottle of CANNA. I think it was.
It doesn't matter what age they are either. I just recently told my my dad and my mom up in Michigan, one of her daughters brought in a dog and it had fleas. And she was like, how do I get rid of this? I can't do it. We've bombed. We've done everything. I was like, well, there's a product called like hydrogen or what's it called? H2O2 or whatever. And I was like, go get that from the hydro store. I'll call up, let them know what's up. Go get it, get a pump spray, follow the directions, spray the carpet. It'll kill your fleas. Like, no problem. She calls me up. She's like, what happened? I can't breathe. Oh, the cats are turning brown in my skin. It's like, the shit's coming off. She fucking poured it straight in there and just sprayed it. She can't breathe. You're pure hydrogen peroxide in the air. The cats are brown. Her jewelry corroded. Her jewelry corroded.
You can imagine, like the dog was a black dog, and then afterwards it was a completely M&M blonde dog, wasn't it?
Unreal. And then she looks at him. She's like, why didn't you? What? Why didn't I did tell you didn't read the fucking directions.
That's a
They're the
belter.
best ones
That's
ever, aren't they?
brilliant.
They're great, aren't they?
So the base, it's a very comprehensive base. You've got 3 other products here.
Yeah.
Life, microbial. In October, we did the microbe month. The we did 4 weeks, ended up being 5 weeks worth of podcasts all about microbes. They're that important. So what's in your wallet?
What's in your wallet?
What's in your life?
So life to me, like, again, we have countless friends in the industry that own all these companies, microbial companies, all this thing. I like to keep it, because I'm on the sales end of it, I like to keep it like really straightforward, digging into the science. I like the nerdy people like Patrick and Chris talk about that stuff.
Yeah. I let Steve do all that stuff. I just fall asleep for a little bit.
So if I'm out, one thing that I like to approach Plus Life is that it's one of the only microbials that is combined with amino acids. Okay, so it instantly has a food source when it hits the water.
Yeah.
A lot of places.
So is this the little critters?
Yeah, these are little critters.
Okay. So we're talking about them little tiny things that help your plant, don't they?
Yeah.
The other thing about the Plus Life is that the species are selected to be resistant to mineral salts, so they have a better chance of surviving in the reservoir.
Yeah. Have you got the good critters though? Because there's different types of critters. Have it?
We got the good critters.
Okay.
Can we take our EC over 1.5 without affecting the microbes in life plus?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool.
And a lot of the companies you can too as well. But that's why you keep using more and more of them.
Yeah.
Where we tell you, hey, you can continue to use it. You're going to get a little bit better results. But the reason why you're going to continue to use a lot of other products is because they're dying off. It's like you walking outside, putting your mouth through a fucking muffler or something. You're not going to live.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's you're getting choked out. The microbes are getting choked out. So.
That's a good top tip there. Don't breathe through a muffler.
Top tip.
Don't breathe through a muffler. So we ask that you use it, at 1 gram per 5 gallons, and then as you inoculate through veg, first couple weeks of flower, then you can at that point you could cut it off. I suggest at that point then to cut it back to 1 gram per 10 gallons.
Just gallons. What's gallons?
Essentially,
we call it
3.76
English measurements. Actually, I don't know why.
Yeah, because there's US gallon, there's imperial gallon. Everyone should just turn to litres.
So does anybody actually really know the answer? Because for years I've asked.
3.8 litres to a
3.76 is the exact,
3.8. Hell.
This is up for debate. So if anybody who's listening on podcast across the world knows the answer to this question, how many litres are in a gallon?
I think he's got it spot on there, 3.76.
Sure.
3.762 actually.
Point.
Oh.
Point.
Dan, do you want to add anything?
Look, we've got another Steve. Steve right here now.
I just made that up.
No, that's what I do.
2.5. Half.
So that's the life. I like to, there's just different ways you can do it. And that's one thing, the listeners can do is when they're trying life, they can reach out and we can give them different ways to use it, different times for different results, That's what's cool about our products is that, a lot of the companies say, use only our things together. Well, if you don't want to use our products, you don't have to use them all in conjunction with each other. We suggest because there's only a few of them just to try it by itself as is.
Yeah.
But Plus Life is another product that you can add into any regimen out there. And
cool.
It's going to give you
that's a good question actually that I hadn't written down is, a lot of people in the UK, I'll just speak for the UK as well, it might apply to the US and Australia and wherever. When a grower's on his range of nutrients and he's liking what he's doing, it's very hard for him to go, oh, there's a new nutrient range out. I'm going to just completely switch on the faith of the grow shop owner or the guy behind the desk. So if there was one product for somebody to go, oh, okay, let me try another product. What one product
Your
do they have to use?
product.
I personally say that's push. Patrick, what do you say?
I say the shine. The shot that. Well, let's do one and the other.
Yeah.
All right. So this is why I like push. Number one,
look, we only said one and now with two. Look, that's definitely a good picture.
It'll go back and forth, and I'll have to talk about base again. So for push, the reason why I like it is usually if somebody's going to start something new, a new regimen, they're going to start right at the very beginning, clone stage and whatnot. So that's when you would use push. So as soon as you have roots, you're gonna start using push every 4 to 5 days as a foliar through veg first 2 weeks of flower. Most of the time, if you take a grower that's done this more than once, they're going to use push as soon as that plant has roots, and then they're going to use it 24, 48 hours. They're going to come back and they're going to be like, holy fuck, that worked. Yeah. What does the rest of the products do?
Yeah.
Have you got any for me right now?
They're coming. They're coming.
Yeah, we need special delivery.
We need it now.
Special delivery.
So that's why I like it, because it's something that you're going to be able to see 24, 48 hours. You're going to see results, and you can do that with, you could do it any time up until after the second week or before the second week of flower. So
nice.
But shine, reason.
To me, it's the shine. The push, you're definitely going to see quicker results. But to me, the shine, which is our flowering stimulant, a lot of people will use a nutrient base that they're used to, and then they use a PK booster, a flowering finisher, things that produce oil, help produce the terpenes, things like that. And those are all add-ons, right? So the shine could be considered an add-on product, a flowering stimulant finisher. It's all those things combined.
Yeah.
So you can keep using your base, whatever it is, cut out all your PK, your terpene enhancers, your oil enhancers, replace them with shine, and you'll get better results actually, and you'll realize the rest of the line is
okay.
where
So
it's at.
shine is shine sort of like maybe CANNA Boost or Dutch Pro or something like that.
Collection of all of
A
them.
collection of all of them.
Well,
Okay.
you've got your to me the slightly older finishers were PK boosters.
Yeah.
This or that. But we've come a long way since then. We've got other products that stimulate resin production and claim to stimulate terpenes and things like
rock
that.
resonator, a few other Buddhist tree.
Yeah.
There's
But
millions.
there's a little key word I want to pick up on there. You said claim. If you've got inside information, I want to know. Let's
just
spin
spit
some
it out.
shit.
Just get it out here.
They claim that the intensify
We love
oils.
to shoot down these claims.
If you say a product enhances your terpene profile, if you put this product in your reservoir, you'll have more terpenes in the end. That's something easy to say.
Yeah.
I mean, can you?
Would that be like terpenator?
I don't know if they use those exact words, but their product is to improve terpenes.
So what was you saying
amount
again,
of
sorry?
terpenes?
So, if it works or not is not my point.
Yeah.
The point I'm making is that the Shine product has combined all these PKs in different forms, not only phosphates, but we've used phosphites, which are very expensive, actually. Not very commonly used in agriculture.
Yeah.
They don't even know why it's used in agriculture. It's commonly used for plant defense, immune. Also, it's got chitosan, which is a crab shell extract, an organic product. Also, same thing. Why is this used? Does it make the plant grow faster, more vigorously? Historically, no. This product has been used for immune system boosts. Why are we using immune system boosting products in a flowering product?
Yeah.
Why? What is oil in a plant? Why does a plant produce oil?
To defend itself.
To defend itself.
Yeah.
So PK plus oil producing nectar, nectar enhancing products into one soluble powder.
Job done.
Boom. Where's it? Like
There
say
you
heavy
go.
tea, you got that little ting.
Yeah.
We'll add that in. We'll add that in for you.
All right, we'll see y'all later. Meet you at the pub.
Don't drop those, Mike. Coates, you'll have a heart attack.
So to me, the Shine product, if I had to pick one product out of our lineup to only promote and only sell, that product will work with any other nutrient and will produce a nice, flavorful product.
Yeah.
So what I want to know is, what's the cost ratio? How does it compete to, say I'm using maybe a Dutch Pro regime or I'm using a CANNA regime? How do we equate this? Because it's a powder feed. I've never used this before. I've never, in the UK, that's new to us. So how can I equate what it's going to cost me?
Before you guys answer, I've already costed what it would cost me. And I was like, it's not super cheap. It's not super expensive.
So what do we get? Do we get like a litre 500 gram tub?
Yeah.
Okay.
In ounces, I think you do it in grams. We get it in the UK. But then since I've been listening to you and the amount of product that's in there, then to replicate that in a liquid feed would cost you a lot of money. So when you're replicating liquid feed, what you've got, what you're telling us that is in the powders, then you to be fair, you're pretty cheap.
Yeah. We've been doing this a long time, so I could pretty much walk out on any hydro store floor and say, and know pretty much every product of every line out there. And if you were to take a whole, and we haven't broken down every one to the exact T, but you're talking 50, 60, upwards of 75% more cost effective than some of the leading brands out there. So,
and it's cheaper to ship as
Hard
well.
to believe a cheaper product can actually outperform an expensive product.
Yeah.
But it's really not cheaper if you're thinking about the actual ingredient and not thinking about the water.
Yeah. So getting your ingredients to touch on as well, going through the website, you see that they're really clean. You can get some powders that basically they've been mined, they've been sourced, they've been bagged up into kilos, and they haven't spent the money and the energy to clean those powders, because they come with a lot of ingredients that don't need to be in there, the heavy metals. And I've read that you've basically stripped all the heavy metals, anything that the plant doesn't need, you've taken out of your powders. So the powders that you get is exactly what the plant needs and wants.
It has to do with the quality of the inputs. And it's an easy claim many companies make. But there's been a lot of energy on the part of Chris to source truly the highest quality input material possible, sourcing things from pharmaceutical industry, from human supplement industry, to use in these products that no one else is using. And it's really expensive actually to use these type of level of quality in the products, but that's what we have to do to get the quality of product that we want.
Yeah. And just to pick up on what you said, Sean, about using phosphites, is for people that are listening, I was looking at phosphites 3 years ago when we made the foliar spray, because phosphorus, and if you've been listening and you listen to the Mammoth P podcast, you'll know that phosphorus is quite unavailable. So using phosphates and phosphites means that you're going to get basically more phosphorus into the plant rather than just using one source of phosphorus. So that's an interesting thing, and I'm really excited to use these products. Can't wait.
Oh, I can see the excitement in your face. He loves it. Just Steve.
It all comes down to that, doesn't it? And I'd say, I'll go out and you can correct me if wrong, you don't seem to do an awful lot of that traditional marketing. I found out about you because people were talking about what the product was. And for any other companies that are listening, there's a top tip. Traditional marketing is on the low, and the new type of marketing, the way it's not new either, it's old school marketing, but I don't think enough companies pay enough attention to it. Let the growers talk, rather than spending £1,000 on a campaign to tell everyone how great your product is that you're making money from. Spend £1,000 on creating samples, give it to growers if you're confident in your product, and let them tell everyone, because that type of marketing is like so much better than any other type of marketing.
The majority of our business comes now from referral. It's like we don't even have to literally go out there and knock on a door. 2018 is going to be a good year for us. We feel we've got a lot of cool things that we're going to do when it comes to the marketing side, but we're not taking away from the idea of the grower. I mean, if you go look, it's like grower first, breeder first. That's what it's about, the results of those guys. I
guarantee as well, it's a person that you'll trust. If there was two products and one was on a big campaign on every billboard, and it was halftime Super Bowl, it was up on there, and then there's another product that no one's heard about, but your friend said, listen, I've used this and this is brilliant. Which ones are you going to use? Yeah. The one that your friends recommended.
Well, we recently were, we were in the hunt, like, what should we do? We should try some new things and maybe reach out some new companies. And there's another company in the industry that does a lot of film work. And the guy that was working for the company, I called him up. He's a good friend. And I said, let's do this. Let's put some money into this. And he just tells me, he's like, look, straight up, the bottom line is you can put all the money you want into these cool, artsy videos. He's like, you're better off going into a grower, going in somewhere, using your iPhone, doing some slight edits, and then putting the true information out there like that. Yeah. Because he said people are more receptive these days to that instead of this like glitz and glamour kind of marketing status or style.
Bullshit when you can just see it in real time now.
Yeah, I mean, here it is. It's right on my iPhone. Look at it. Check it out. Like that's what's going on. Or your Android or whatever the hell that shit.
Yeah. Oh, has he got one of them shy phones as well? Are you on an iPhone?
I don't use
that. Yeah, iPhone? No, you're on iPhone? Yeah.
There's iPhone and
iPhone. He's not allowed to speak. He's only allowed to listen. He's not allowed to speak.
I got mine's shockproof, waterproof. I drop it in water and I drop it all the time. I don't like cases.
So you actually still connected to the rest of the world with them Android things? Can you get music and stuff on them?
Listen, I've used both. I'm on the Android, the Google Pixel Plus now, and I feel like the Googles are well better.
What was the problem you had with it the other day?
Listen, there's problems with all phones.
But there's not with mine. Where is he? Oh, there it is.
There is. You never answer it.
You
That's
can't-
the problem with it.
You got a crack?
He's got a-
No, that's my screen protector.
Yeah, because he
Screen
drops it
Yeah,
that
I don't
often
have
and
one.
cracks
It's
his
all built in.
screen.
Yeah.
No, no case. I don't know.
No, that's my
You can
screen.
drop it in the res.
See, gets everyone that one, doesn't he?
Yeah. I wind him up, say iPhones for simple people. And he won't change. What's that say?
No. Have you still got your iPhone as well?
Yeah, to my pocket.
So he's actually carrying two phones. He's still got his iPhone. Why have you got your iPhone in your
Because it
pocket?
can do things that the Android can't do. And the Android does things that the iPhone can't do.
Because
There you go.
it's a good product. iPhone's a good product.
Yeah.
And you just
There's
can't-
the adverts anyway. Google and Apple, just get in touch. We'll send you the invoice.
there you go.
£1,000 for that,
Yeah.
please. We've got some questions for you from one of the guys that's using the products. He rated the product as well, but he said on one type of system he had a slight issue, and the issue was he was using XL AutoPots, which when he was in his small pots and he was feeding more regularly, he had no issues. But when he was in bigger pots where it takes longer to dry out, he had an issue. So what he stuck to the recipe to the bullet point as well, to the full stop. And he's the type of grower that will fluctuate. He'll not stick to a recipe because it's the first time he's usually stuck to the recipe. And his question is, he wants to know that can he take it over the 1 gram per litre when he's feeding less? Can he give more food?
Yeah, it's a good question. It's a very common question. We did not have a feed chart for a very long time. And my response to that would be, throw away the fucking feed chart. You don't need a feed chart with our product. It's so simple. The 5 grams per gallon or 1 gram per liter is a starting point. Okay, it's a very moderate feed.
Yeah.
It will not burn your cookies. Okay, take it from there. That's a start. Watch your plant. If your plant needs more food, add more fertilizer. It's that simple. You have to give them more in different scenarios. In this scenario, he should have given them more. The plant was telling him that. You've got to listen to the plant. Yeah. You have intense lighting, you're going to need more food to keep up with that photosynthesis. You add CO2, you're going to need more food. So there's no feed chart that's going to be perfect for every grower.
Nope.
So we have a very minimal feed chart. It's a way to start without burning your plant. Go from there. If they're yellowing, you need more food. Yeah. Give them what they want. We get a lot of calls. Now I'm running at 5 grams per gallon, 1 gram per liter. My plants are yellow. I think I have a CalMag deficiency.
That's always a CalMag deficiency, isn't it?
No,
it's a solution for everything.
Yes,
Your plants are starving.
You have a CalMag deficiency, but you have everything deficiency. And the great thing about the VegBloom base is because it's so all-inclusive and has all these different additives in the right ratios. Yeah. You simply turn it up or you turn it down. Okay. There's one dial. You throttle it up. Yeah. Or you throttle it. You don't have to do more of this bottle, less of that bottle. You don't have to think about it. You just go higher or lower. It's very easy.
That leads me on to my next question, actually, which is, it's my question. It's the first thing that popped into my head when I was looking at the rough basic feed chart. And it's, you're keeping the base nutrient on the same grams per gallon from veg through to flour, but there'll be a certain amount of nitrogen in that base feed. And so what do we do in flour? Because if you're keeping the same amount of nitrogen that you're using in veg in flour, wouldn't that create some issues?
Well, you keep the base nutrient the same relatively, but you add on the shine. So your overall EC is going to increase. Yeah. And the ratio of nitrogen will decrease. Yeah. However, yes, you need nitrogen. Why do you need nitrogen? Nitrogen is what you need for plant growth. Yeah. Okay. That means adding plant tissue. Okay, when you're flowering, you're still adding plant tissue. The plant needs nitrogen to add plant tissue.
Mm-hmm.
It needs nitrogen to add flower tissue. So the nitrogen is still needed there.
Mm.
You can't cut it out.
Mm.
You shouldn't cut it out.
Mm.
So that's why it's still there. And other nutrient lines, the good ones I've used, I have always had nitrogen still in the
Yeah,
base.
they still have nitrogen in the flower, and if there's an AB grow and an AB bloom,
Right.
they tend to have more nitrogen in the grow and a little bit less dialed down in the bloom with a bit more PK, and then you can add extra PKs. But so you could just keep your amounts the same throughout, and then adding the extra shine is going to add the extra PK. And imagine the push is going to be, I've probably going to have a little bit of nitrogen in this, that you're getting your extra nitrogen through the push and veg, and then the base nutrients is just what it needs throughout its whole life consistently. Is that right?
Yeah, well, it's relative. Think about the plants growing. Yeah, you can play around with it. Like you said, you can play around with it, but it's relative. Think about the plants getting bigger. You're putting in the same amount. I mean, doesn't that mean the nitrogen actually is not as much because the plant's bigger? Originally, it's like, okay, I need that much because I'm small.
Yeah.
Because it's getting bigger. It's still putting in the same amount, but it's that same amount isn't doing as much because the plant's bigger and it's getting bigger.
Makes sense. So you've got, like, let's say 100, in inverted commas, 100 molecules of nitrogen into a plant that's 10 centimeters. It's going to distribute that 100 in the 10 centimeters. Now in flower, you've got a meter plant. It's still distributing that 100 molecules of nitrogen throughout that meter size plant. So it makes sense. Yeah.
Also, we are playing with different methods. We do listen to feedback from our users, and we're constantly testing new things all the time. We've got a relatively new method called the shine finish.
Yeah.
And essentially what that is toward the end, going into your flush, you start to cut down the base a little more and add in more shine to 2 grams per gallon on the shine. Then start to reduce your base, and then start to ramp down your overall EC going toward your flush to where you're gently going into your 0 ppm flush for a few days at the end.
Yeah. My final question for the nutrient range is, feed charts are the exact same as us. Use them if you need to when you first start out to get a rougher idea. But first and foremost, look at your plants. They're going to tell you what they want more of, what they want less of, and when they're doing really nicely. But we also were big proponents of EC. So look at your plants, yes. But EC, it's telling you how fast you're going to go with your plants. It's your speedometer in the plant world. Do you agree with that? And is EC going to be important when you're using your range?
Yes, definitely. EC should be used by every grower with every nutrient line. It's the only way to know what strength you're really giving your plants.
Happy days, good stuff. Well,
so if you're a grower and you don't know what EC is,
there's no listeners to this show that don't know. Unless you're a new listener, I think we literally mention EC on every single podcast.
Yeah, and we're on 136. So if you're still that one person there who's thinking, what is this EC?
You'd be surprised.
EC.
People are still like, you'll try to teach them EC, you'll try to teach them, and then somebody will call and they'll, I'm burning. What's your EC? Well, I'm on the 500.
6.0?
Well, yeah. Okay,
well,
I'm
no,
not.
that's pH. What's the difference?
Yeah.
And then they'll, 500 scale, 700 scale. What? And it's just like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, how about this? Back up. Let me see your notes.
What?
Fuck.
Notes?
Exactly.
What's that supposed to be?
There's
Bring
some
a
basic
pen?
things that really help, and it's easy. I understand, you get started, you get a plant, you throw some water in it. That's how you start, But these are basic things you want to, if you want to get to the next level of an intermediate grower, you've got to know EC and pH.
Yeah, cool. I've got the quick fire at the bottom here, but what I want to talk about as well is, and I'm gonna pull every bit of information out here because while we've got Cali guys on the show, I want to understand what the cannabis situation is in California, but I want to do the quick fire first. All right. So while we're still on the grown side, and you can refuse to answer, but I know that you'll have some products that you might want to give shout outs for. So quick fire is, what would be your favorite liquid nutrient range?
Now, Range is a nutrient company, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, VegBloom.
Liquid nutrient range.
We have the push is a liquid.
Yep.
That's I'll let you have that. That's you've.
We've got a lot of friends out there. There's some good ones that we tend to work with better. Just because some definitely are behind your back trying to take everything from you, and it's all the same. So there's a bunch.
I'll give you some names. I'll tell you. Okay, I used to work for House and Garden Nutrients.
Yeah.
For 4 years.
Yeah.
I used that product for 8 years. It's an excellent product.
Yeah.
The engineering behind that product is awesome. You know, they were able to develop that in Holland, and
It's got a good
I think it's
reputation,
great.
that company.
Yeah.
We don't really,
Not in Liverpool. No, it's
no,
not a
in
big
Liverpool,
seller in
we don't
Liverpool.
really, the demand for it isn't that high. But what I do know is that the company's got a bit of respect about its name, because it pays attention to detail, and it's got some good products.
Great people, good friends of mine.
Mm.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, man.
So there you go.
Cool.
Favorite fan filter company?
Well, I used to have one, but it's
Favorite
changed.
fan filter, what you've used?
Monsanto.
Oh, this is interesting because
Yeah.
our favorite
Yeah.
can.
Is
our
it because
favourite range
why
is
do you
Can.
get? Is it because it can?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm joking, but
our can is
Can fan's
still
the only one.
our can's still pure. In the UK,
Yeah,
Europe,
you
can's
use your
still
Monsanto
top-
can.
Use a Monsanto can, way
Yeah.
pure can.
No,
Yeah.
can fan is
I
the way
use
the way to go.
Monsanto fans
Yeah.
exclusively.
No, can fan is it's definitely going to be the way to go.
There we go. I like Vortex. They got that cool plastic one that looks like a little spaceship.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, we
That
love
one
cool
looks really
plastic
cool.
spaceship.
Yeah.
looking
I don't
at us
know.
as well.
I've never seen it work, but it looks really cool.
You know, I think just super quick. You know, what I think's really funny is that a grower can say a year ago he could say, "What's your favorite fan filter?" He'd be like, "Can. It's the best. I've used it for 10 years." And all of a sudden, the Hawthorne group have bought it. Like, no, it's a pile of shit.
Yeah.
Why have they changed the carbon suddenly?
Yeah.
Have they changed the motor inside the fans? That's really interesting, isn't it? No, you dimwit. You're going to sabotage your own grow because you disagree with politics or something.
We
done a whole
don't. One
podcast
thing
on
at
that.
Petrogan, we like to joke about the shit, but in reality, all those companies and all those people, they're just good friends of ours. We've
Yeah.
known all those guys in the industry for a long time.
We're
and,
very good friends with
you know,
Can.
originally you want to be like, fuck you, you know, but it's, you know, when it really comes down to it, it's like they're all good people behind all of it.
Exactly.
And that's what matters.
That's
to
one
us.
thing I can't stand is you can have your opinions, you can buy or not buy. That's completely up to you. But the thing I really detest is when people start having a go at the person that owns a company. Now, the person that owns can filters in Europe, I know that he's been doing his shit for 20 plus years, and he got to a point where he thought, it's time for me to go and spend some time with my family and enjoy life. I was all credit to you, bro. You've worked your ass off for 20 years. You got to a point where a major company's bought you, and now go and spend time with your family and go and enjoy your life. There's
Party.
nothing wrong with that.
Go and live the life of Riley is right.
And I know that they're getting a lot of stick on social media and on the internet because they've chose to do that. I just don't like that at all.
Well, I can't lie. I was originally pissed. You know, I looked at it like, fuck that, you know, but when it really comes down to it, especially Helene's helped me a lot there, she'd be like, I'd be like, oh, fuck, I'm doing it again. You know, but then you have to come, I've came full circle for sure, because, you know, you go to all these events with all these guys and they're same as us still.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they were bought out from another company and that's it.
Yeah.
It's just the bottom line.
Interesting.
It's got to be hard to refuse many millions and millions of dollars.
So if
throw
Monsanto
it.
offered you put it on the plate, millions and millions and millions of dollars, would you take the deal?
Go to hell.
No. Okay.
Yeah, man.
I mean, like, how much money do you need in this life?
Exactly.
Well, I
know?
actually know. I actually know scientifically.
Yes.
Scientifically.
Okay.
There's
Okay.
anything over £80,000 a year scientifically doesn't improve your life. So anything over £80,000 a year doesn't improve your life. £80,000 a year, you can pay your bills, you can go on
Are
your
they taking
holidays.
people on to do more of that testing?
Well, I agree with that. I mean, at a certain point, you're just, you know, more money, more problems.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
And
Material wealth.
We're lucky enough to be doing well. We're happy and we enjoy what we're doing.
Well,
And I know Chris
okay,
is-
I'm going to cut this podcast here because we want to grow loads of plants and we want to keep growing and doing well. So, yeah, more money, more keep going. So keep buying VegBloom and let's keep blooming and booming. Sorry. Because it sounded like we were all just going to survive off £5 for the rest of our lives there. Sorry.
No, it's just happiness versus doing well as a company. You know what? I think there's two people. Someone who's 60, 70 years old who's done the graft and is like, I'm going to go spend time with family. And then there's young people. I hope that gets me some brownie points there. There's some young people who feel like you've got 20 plus years to contribute to an industry. And you're like, I'm good, mate. So $50 million, $50 million.
But like us as well, though, it's not just a job as well. Do you enjoy your job?
Oh yeah, we enjoy the job.
Do you know
I
what I
haven't
mean?
worked a day in the last 5 years. And he'll actually say,
He hasn't.
no, literally, he hasn't worked a day.
Really hasn't. He's a lazy
But
kid.
no, I don't come to work. I come to spend time with friends and do what I love. And I'm a millionaire.
Yeah.
Because that's it.
Because we
You know
get to
what I'm
do this every day is our job. Do you know what I mean? So we're really lucky, because then we look at some people who have to travel hours down the motorway and sit in some dead end office with some suit and tie on and doing some jobs, but it pays the bills and it makes their life comfortable and good. I take me hat off to them people, because their perseverance level is why it felt well great to them, man.
Yeah.
That's why I don't work in that type of
You
job.
had trouble staying in the car for 5 minutes waiting for coaching before.
Yeah.
There's patience level
So-
is minimal.
I think we're lucky as well that we have
Definitely.
this job. Yeah.
Next quick fire. Other than VegBloom products, what would be your favourite additive?
Great white.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the plant success
Plant
microbial.
Success,
Yeah.
Tim Egan.
Yeah, man. It's one of those products that's sort of come onto my radar recently as well. I use
Yeah.
microbials. I've just got some great white in. I'm going to start testing and using that
There
product.
you go.
What are you saying?
Oh,
You're
gosh,
very
I'm
quiet.
thinking. Probably some sugars. I hear a lot of people want to add sugars to a product.
Yeah.
But there are some carbohydrates in the shine, but not a whole lot.
Yeah.
It would be if we added too much, it would just be a carb product. So that's something I hear is added to our line a lot.
Yeah. Cool. What's the next? The favorite strain to smoke and to grow in California where it is legal.
Lempire Pharmacy.
Yeah, look up Lempire Pharmaseed.
Okay.
They just came off the hill in Mendocino and started up their Instagram account. These are old school Mendocino guys with roots back to Israel. And
The home of hydroponics.
yes, these guys have been strain hunting for a long time. They've got an amazing Lem strain that's the base of their genetics, and some incredible stuff. Yeah,
Nice.
some
So is
some
that-
land race.
Would that be your favorite to grow or a favorite to smoke?
both?
For
Both.
sure.
It's like,
Well,
yeah,
it
that's
should
heavy
be
hitter.
both, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they're really cool, and they're kind of not a lot of people know about them because they're out in Mendo and they've been, doing it old school. But they're
doing
with
them
with the
word of
new
mouth, too.
legal landscape in California. They're coming out of the woodwork. And
Well, I've got a
check 'em out.
confession.
Go on.
I recreationally smoke cannabis,
Oh dear.
and I've had to let that out the bag
Oh dear.
because of our friends from Cali.
Yeah.
I haven't for a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You need help.
Yeah.
About 5 minutes.
Yes, I need to be let out. What I want is I
If you
need to be
talk to
let
Frank-
out of my country, yeah, because I'm not allowed out of the UK to go to Cali. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've got to go to.
That's Dan laughing in the background.
Yeah. This is yeah.
Thomas has got to go for an interview to leave the UK.
Yeah.
That's how
They
bad
won't
shit
let
is.
me out.
Please let me.
So I would really love to go to Cali. Really,
We're
really,
working on
because
that,
you
aren't we?
guys have got the best life ever,
You think?
ever,
you.
ever.
Pay the
And
taxes.
Humboldt.
Go there and
I'd
pay the
love to.
taxes, how
And
much
my
you like.
invitation's been there with Dusty, me pal, Dusty Fraser. Who is he still with Smart Pots?
Yeah.
Yeah, so big shout out to me pal Dusty. I hope the dogs are looking good. I hope them dogs are still looking nice and healthy. I'm gutted, obviously, pal, that I couldn't get over because I'm stuck in this fucking country and he won't let me out. So I just want to go on holiday. Hey, 2 weeks, that's it. I'm not going to do anything mad. Well, apart from smoke some serious strains and go and see some lovely people that I've known in an industry for a long time now, and it's pissing me off because I really like these people and I've had that many invites and some of the best shows. Like,
We're
come
working
on.
on it. Las Vegas, November. We're looking on being out there for
That'd
that.
be a good time for you.
We don't even have a grow show in the UK, and even the ones that we did, they were crap. They were pathetic, and they didn't. I just really envy you guys. I'm really jealous. Look at the jealousy stricken on my face. Yous are so lucky. Yous get to fly out of here on Sunday and go and live in a place where they have a bit of normality in their society where they're allowed to do things that some people deem is okay and whatnot. People have a bit of more freedom in your country. Unfortunately, we haven't. We're still bound by chains here. Do you know what I mean? And I am a criminal in the eyes of the law, yet I have been caught for possession of cannabis and stuff like that. And that does stop me from leaving my country and stops me from being who I want to be in, so to speak, which pisses me off in a big, big way. So I am really envious because you guys are doing so much amazing stuff and with your product and that, and actually being able to do what you want to do with your cannabis plants in your country where it's totally legal, yeah, with all of them strains, and just live a normal life and just be happy about it. It's just phenomenal, and I really, 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 I am jealous.
Well, we do have it pretty well. That it's a lot of people have paid for that.
Yeah. Yes.
There's
Yes.
a lot of people in prison.
Still, a lot of people still are.
Unfortunately, disproportionately, the brothers, have taken it harder than others. But it's been a long road, and we've been fighting the fight. So UK, keep fighting.
Yeah.
Keep pushing, keep talking, keep being loud.
Yeah.
And remember, the old cronies. They're gonna retire. And
Yeah.
when the people our age get into the
yes.
office,
Yeah.
that's when the change happens. When we look at our Congress, and most of the people in Congress now tried cannabis in college.
So basically, what my pal's saying, I'll reiterate it in English terms because I like to do this. So all you old farts, who still have position of power within our country, when one of your relatives becomes sick, and you then think, shit, they're going to be severely ill from cancer. Yeah, you're going to get a knock on the door, a wake-up call, because all of a sudden your position of power, where I think we're better than whatever, and I deem cannabis as bad, no. You then require something because you believe your partner, who's also probably a bit like that, maybe a bit not so as bad as you, may need some medicine or some oil, and then all of a sudden you end up down a different road that you never ever thought you would be in, and you know what? Karma's a bitch, and eventually it worms its way through, and it's getting you all really.
When a product works,
and I know these products work. I know these products work personally by my own family and friends who have used these products. Yeah, and all of this corporate bullshit. Yeah, that's it. Bullshit.
It does.
So
unfortunately,
don't even get me started because I just hate it all. This.
Oh yeah, then you would hate a lot of what's going on now. Even with Prop 64, you see a lot of these same cronies
trying to educate me.
A lot of these same cronies, are now investing. In the cannabis industry, and it's really hard to watch. From people who've been doing this for a long time, it's hard to watch. Yeah, but it's. I mean, what are you going to do? You can't have it both ways, and you never could.
Nope.
So it's legal now, and now we got to deal with these big corporate entities coming in, and that's just
it's just a constant battle of greed and control and power, isn't it? I think by these cronies.
Deal with. And to me, it's worth the payoff because people aren't being thrown in prison anymore.
Yeah,
in California.
Yeah,
and that's worth the payoff because that's too high of a price to pay.
Yeah, what I'd like to say is, I completely agree with that sentiment. When it was harder in the US and these big companies and big money wasn't involved, you had big downsides as well. So now, if you've been doing it for 20 years and you're pissed off about the situation because the big companies are coming in and making a lot of money, all I'll say is, if you've got a product or a service, if that product or service works, it doesn't matter. The market doesn't care if you're a multi-billionaire or someone who's just left being homeless. If you've got a product or service that works, you're going to win. So don't spend your time fretting or being pissed off that these big companies are coming in. Spend your time proactively concentrating on your service, concentrating on your product.
Positivity rather than
negativity. And if you're going to win, you're going to win. If you've got a great product, whether you don't spend any money marketing, eventually you're going to win because the market speaks for itself. It doesn't care if you're a man, woman, black, white, homeless, a billionaire. The market just wants great products. Yeah. So that's what I'd like to say for
one question I wanted to ask is what have you noticed from the change from being illegal to legal? Because a load of rubbish stories is the world will end if you make cannabis legal and stuff like that.
Well, it is ending for a lot of people. I live in Humboldt County.
Yeah.
And it's a very rough transition for a lot of people.
Okay.
And the world is ending for a lot of people, and it's really hard to watch. I'm actually on the board of the Humboldt County Growers Alliance, where it's an organization we're trying to help people transition into the legal framework.
Yeah.
We're talking about people who've never run legitimate businesses before.
Yeah.
They don't know how to do bookkeeping. They don't know how to pay their taxes.
Yeah.
And they want to learn. They do want to do it. They need help. But it's really difficult. You have to pay half of your profits to the government.
Whoa.
At least half of your profits to
Whoa.
the government. And that is a hard thing to get used to doing. And many people are going to have a really tough time transitioning. A lot of people have been already transitioning, and the people who've been acting more in a legal way through Prop 215 and 420 have been acting more legally. They're more prepared to do it this way. But the people who haven't, they're going to have a hard time getting permitted, getting their corporation started, paying their taxes, keeping up with it all through the fluctuations. These people are farmers, and farming is difficult.
Yeah. If you're, and as well, if you're a farmer and you're going through this trouble, then all I can say is the market is also ruthless. So you've either got to adapt or find something different. If you're passionate about being a farmer, unfortunately, you've just got to adapt. Radio used to be huge 40, 50 years ago. Then television came over and killed the radio star, as they say, do you know what I mean? And now television's on its way out, because when was like disproportionately we're watching more stuff on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. We're spending more time on there, and television's starting to die. Television's going to happen. What happened to radio is going to happen to television, and all these people can either get pissed off and fall by the wayside, or they can adapt
and innovate
and innovate and realign themselves with what's going on now and succeed. So again, it's all about positivity. Try not to get too down. Realign yourself. Adapt to the way the world's changing, and go win and go get what's yours. You've been doing it for 20 years, so crack on. Full legalization in 2018. Obviously, you're made up. What happened in January? Because I'm not 100%. I just heard a big round of applause, a big cheer all the way from California, and full legalization happened. What happened? Because you were medical.
Yes, we were medical through Prop 215 and SB 420, which were some very loosely written laws allowing collectives and things to take place. And it was not very specifically defined how to do that. And there were questions around, are you even allowed to make a profit doing this? So now Prop 64 has put into place a legal framework for which an entity, a company can actually legally make a profit producing either medical or adult use cannabis.
Yeah.
And the legal framework around that has been written out and specified. And these are the types of permits there are. This is how much they cost. And this is how you do it. And these are all the rules you have to follow. And it's very strict.
Yeah.
But,
it's a good thing. Now people know
it's
where
legal
they
now.
stand.
People are not going to prison for cannabis. You can go buy it if you're 21. These are positive things. The rules are very, very strict. The pesticide regulation stuff is very strict,
which is a good thing.
Which is great.
It's a positive thing.
Yeah.
That's something that needed to happen.
Lots of education.
Lots of education needs to go into it.
Hopefully, this will stop companies from big corporate companies that are already in the industry from hoodwinking, over marketing a product to try and make lots of profits, and they don't care about the grower. Hopefully, these regulations are going to come in and make it a little bit tougher for them to throw in these bad PGRs that they didn't have to tell you what was in the bottle before. Now they're going to have to tell you.
Yeah,
now growers are going to be
products.
educated and go, that's a bad thing. I'm not going to use that product. The people who want to make profits, they get pushed out. The people who are in it for the plant, they're going to succeed. That's what I hope will happen anyway.
In California, you're allowed, as long as your local town allows it, you are allowed 6 plants.
So if you got like one of them card things, Do you have them cards? Do
You
you
don't
have to
have it now.
don't have to have a card no more?
You don't have
don't
to.
need it
Not if you
anymore.
want to do recreational.
Oh, okay.
Yes, adult use, 21 and over. Age
Yeah.
21. They framed it after alcohol.
So do you so maybe if you're driving a vehicle, do you have like a drug swab test where if you're smoking cannabis, you can get tested on it? Because we have that law also.
Yeah.
We have that in the UK. Do you guys have that?
They don't have it specifically. They're just trying to develop things like that.
Yeah.
They definitely will ask you if you've smoked.
Yeah.
And if you say yes, you're going to get driving under the influence.
Yeah.
So I think their primary way is asking the
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
Treat you like adults.
But the
So
test.
top tip when you get asked that question,
You have not smoked in the last 24 hours.
you have not smoked in the last 24 hours.
or longer. We don't know. We're not giving legal advice.
That's my legal advice. For all my friends in the US, because I can't get there, my top tip for you guys is you haven't been smoking at all.
Just say no.
Yeah, just say no.
That's what Frank says in the UK as well. He's a bellend.
Unless he says, would you like to get back in the car and go? Then say yes. Don't say no to that question, because then he'll think he's definitely been smoking.
Just say no.
It can get complicated if you have been smoking. So think, whatever you're going to say, just think it all through properly.
Don't think that being honest is going to help you.
Yeah. Right. Instagrams, Facebooks, websites. Where can people find you?
Yeah.
Instagram, VegBloom, @VegBloom. Website, vegbloom.com.
Are you on Facebook?
Not really.
We are
No,
a little bit,
we're
but
there,
we have
but,
a commercial account thing there, but
It's just dead. Facebook.
it's a pain in the ass. It's a pain in the
Anybody who's
ass.
on Facebook, I'll see you at the bingo.
We're going back to
what?
MySpace.
That's the way Facebook's become. Like, Facebook 5 years ago was for all the 20-year-olds, the 30-year-olds. Now Facebook, me dad's on Facebook.
Yeah.
He's in his 60s.
Yeah.
He's loving it. I'm like, Dad, stop posting on Facebook, will you?
Hello, son,
Age.
it's me. I'm
Yeah,
on Facebook.
yeah.
That's why Instagram was invented, because everyone's kids were like, "Oh fuck, here's my dad again."
He's going to
Adam.
get me.
Let's quit. We need to get off something secret now.
Instagram's-
invented Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram's all of us. It's like your 28 to 36-year-olds, 40-year-olds. That's what we're all using. And all the young pups now using Snapchat.
Yeah, yeah.
My
I'm
mum.
on Snapchat as well.
You like how he threw in 40-year-old? He looked at Patrick. He's like, 40-year-olds.
Oh, throw that off in there as well for Dan as well. I've got to throw it in for Dan.
Also, hydroponic on IG, on Instagram, hydroponic researcher is one of our main guys, the formulator of the product.
Okay. Yeah, I'll make sure I get on
Follow
him.
him for the techie stuff. You can try to decipher the clues he drops over there and figure out what's going on.
Yeah, man. And then first of all, because I need this one, the lemon pie, did you call it? The new Lempire.
Lempire.
So they're on. If you get them on Instagram, they're Lempire Pharmacy. Go and give them a little follow and see what they're about.
Yeah, I've got a few other ones if you don't mind.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
We work hand in hand. Lean and I started a company called Genetic Threads.
Yeah.
And you can find it on IG, spelled just like it sounds, Genetic Threads. And it's a monthly box club that you can get every month. And you're going to get a write-up on a new breeder, top breeders in the world. You're going to get a shirt. You're going to get stickers. You're going to get a bio. You get coupons. It's a monthly box club. It's only $20. We ship them to the UK.
What's
It's
this?
super cool.
What's this?
This they've done what is in my head to do here when we can.
What is it now?
It's he gets it because he has got to pay
Yeah,
for it.
it's a monthly box
It's a
club.
monthly subscription box
Yeah, it's a
where
Monthly subscription.
you
what
get
do
all new stuff.
Yep.
People who want
What
to
do you
use
get?
it. All the well, I imagine if it's the same thing that
do we get?
we're thinking of. It's
You
all
get
the new
you get
stuff.
gear, shirts. We don't do seeds. That's not what we do. But it's basically featuring a new breeder every single month, and it's giving their story. It's showing like who they are, where they started, all these same questions.
Yeah.
What do you smoke? What's your favorite
Yeah,
growers?
yeah,
Who is
yeah,
this? And
And so they're all recommended by
yep.
you.
And then you can go onto the website and you can learn a little bit about every one of them. We're gonna have a blog on there soon. You'll see.
So it's another little society thing going on, isn't it? Basically?
Yeah, it's just a cool little spot where you can
There you
learn.
go.
Yeah, man,
$20.
nice.
$20 a month, super easy. Cancel anytime.
I'm just adding our money.
15
Bar 50 quid.
£15.
Don't leave
1.5. Yeah. Any others?
You'll see like a lot of the guys that we're dealing with on there. We're also like with Helene, High Country Genetics is a new up and coming company in the U.S. for genetics. A lot of badass stuff. Went in a lot of stuff up north. I don't know if you've ever heard of Central Coast Gardening Products, Green Cleaner, AutoPots, Smart Pots. These are like all of our crew.
Auto who?
AutoPot.
I'm not sure.
Auto,
no.
Go Grow,
Not too
Go
sure.
Flow,
No.
Go No Grow,
No grow.
Grow.
No.
Do you know them?
Don't know them
Stop
either.
Grow.
Yeah,
Yeah. I've heard
It's AutoPot. It's this new thing in California. When your cannabis supply gets low, it automatically refills it for you.
we used it on our YouTube channel to auto pots
So
around the world.
AutoPots have been supplying large
Pots, XLs.
pots, large pots to the US, haven't they?
Yeah.
Been doing very well, haven't they?
Becoming a big thing in the US. AutoPot's taken off in the US. Make sure you go to check
Interesting.
them out.
I'm going to get some pictures of that stuff up.
Yeah.
I'm going to do some of my own research.
Here's the big question now.
What? How big is your next
Did you feel
question?
that elbow? I felt that
Silent
elbow in the
elbow.
ribs then. Silent elbow in the ribs. Was saying, are you going to be at the UK's biggest and best trade festival in August?
I think we're going to be there. We're going to come out there and camp out.
It's
hang
moving
out.
to Stonehenge, by the way.
Is that Stonehenge? It'll be. That's our festival. Stonehenge. Anyone's there. You're dead. That's ours now. Painted. Coatsy. Get the trademark sorted. Finish up with. I know you gave your top tip. Take notes. Brilliant top tip. Final thing to say. What's your top tip for all the listeners?
Watch your plants, commune with your plants, become one with your plants.
Jedi Yoda.
Just like
Love it. So you've been listening to podcast 136 with myself, Stephen,
Myself, Thomas.
Patrick, Tara, Zach, Aline, the VegBloom team. Hey, I'm
That
getting
was
good
good.
at rhyming.
That
me,
was
you know.
good. Aye.
Listen,
Really
I
was.
did a little Instagram post the other day and it rhymed and I didn't even mean to.
Well, we appreciate you and thanks for having us on.
Thank you. Pleasure
been
was
a
ours.
pleasure. Thank you very much. Thank you everyone that listens, subscribes, all the Cali growers, all the US, Australia, everyone around the world. We love you. See you next week. Me and Thomas will actually talk about medicinal cannabis around the world. See you next week. Bye-bye.
With myself, and myself.